How is everybody doing today? Welcome back. It's your boy D. This is D's Daily DD. I'm gonna start off by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is never financial advice. Don't take it for that. Take it for educational and entertainment purposes only. And I just want to say muchas gracias, a big thank you, right, to all of you because you guys helped me cross the 500 subscriber barrier that I have been, working on, and we are finally over that. All right, so major shout out to all the new subscribers. I appreciate every single one of y'all. That doesn't go unnoticed. All right, appreciate the likes, the comments, all the interactions with the last Lucid video I did. So today we are going to be talking about Lucid, of course. I want to just give you a quick update, guys. I'm going to give you my full thesis in the next video, my thought process of where I'm at, but I just want to just going to give you a quick update today on what I'm looking at, what I'm paying attention to, and what I expect right in the next few days or weeks or so. Okay, I'm gonna give you some crucial information, so you're going to want to pay attention. But yeah, I just want to do a quick update. I don't really have much else to say, but I just want to get to the facts. Okay, so let's jump to it. Switch over to the desktop screen. All right, guys. So, I have noticed the price of Lucid has dropped down a little bit, right, from the $13-12 range. And I'm going to explain to you why I think that has happened. And no, I'm not scared. I'm not fearful. I actually bought more shares. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not here to tell you to buy, hold, or sell anything. I'm just telling you what I'm doing in my perspective and my thesis and how I go about it. Okay. So I have been with Lucid. I've been trading, buying Lucid for a while now, and I'm going to show you guys an image here. So I have been messing with it right back here since, let's see, I got a $25 call for $510 that I sold on the 17th. So 2021, 12/17/2021 was this is showing some calls, right? So I made some money on some calls there here too. So I bought a $23 call back then. It was around $200, and I sold it for $287, right? So then I started to buy shares. Okay, so this was back in November 8th, 2021, and I have pretty much been accumulating shares ever since. And I have been talking about Lucid, right, in some of my videos in the past and what I see and what my plan was. And my plan was always to get to 100 shares, right? So as of today, I'm at 100 shares at a average cost of 19.53, and it used to be around 29 or 30 bucks as far as my average. So I was able to average all the way down, okay, just by buying more, right? Because I was buying cheaper. Now, for me, I don't care if it goes under $10. If it does go under $10, then I will probably be looking to buy more. All right, but that's been my plan because I always said I want to go long on this, like 5-10 years. I think Lucid has a lot of potential. All right. So I just wanted to point that out, guys, just to be transparent, right? Let you know how I'm going about it, what I'm doing. What you need to know about tomorrow is a big day for the market overall. Jerome Powell is going to be making an announcement, right? What to look for in the Fed's February interest rate announcement. He's going to be talking about the interest rates. So the Fed will announce its first decision for 2023 for the federal fund rates on Wednesday, February 1st at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. An increase of 0.25 percentage points, taking rates between 4.5% and 4.75% is firmly expected, yet the market will want clues for future decisions and will likely get some at the press conference, if not in the written statement. So you got to keep an eye out for that because he moves the markets, man. I mean, I've seen them rip and I've seen them just come down fast, right? So it is a very risky week, so please be careful with what you're trading and have a solid plan, okay? A 25 percentage point hike would represent continued tapering from larger increases in 2023 and as the Fed gets close to maximum rates for this cycle and inflation fears begin to ease. There will be a press conference, but no summary on the economic projections at this meeting. The key questions center on how rate decisions in the spring will play out. The markets expect, so you have to see what the markets expect, and that's what really affects the movement, the price movements. So the market expects small hikes in February and March, but that's it. In contrast, the Fed has signaled that at least a third hike may be needed, taking rate increases to the May meeting and perhaps beyond. It will be very interesting to observe in the Fed if the Fed continues to signal an intent to raise rates into the spring. It is possible from the recent run of favorable inflation data has given the Fed greater confidence that prices are under control, right? So it's talking about inflation. It's a big deal, right? It's going to be important. Now, I showed you guys the SPY. This is my chart that I've drawn out, right? So this master trend line, we have broken it. All right, guys. So it's not guaranteed, but this is a very strong signal that could help rally tomorrow to at least to 408 to 413. This is the SPY, because you still have the green super trend signal, and it broke through this resistance, as you can see here, and it's making its way up. It's already been, let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 out of 7 trading days it's been green. So that's a good sign and a recovery signal, right? So we could start to see price movement. Now I think it's good because I think it bounced off of this right here, right where you see this, it bounced off. Now it's showing strength again because it has been very choppy around this 400 level. All right, so right now it's looking good. Green day, it's moving up, but it could be a rug pull, and next thing you know, right, if it comes all the way back down, it would take a lot, right? I mean, but it would start to just really come back down. A lot of bearish momentum would hit. So real quick with Lucid, guys, the rumors have not been confirmed or denied. Okay, so that's the first part. But as you know, Lucid has a 22 billion market cap, right around there, and they are an EV manufacturer focusing on the luxury car segment. Recent reports appeared to that the company might be an acquisition target of Public Investment Fund, or P.I.F, in Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund, and Lucid's majority shareholder. They own around 61 to 64% of the shares. I've researched. The reports mention that the P.I.F might be working with J.P. Morgan on this potential deal. Lucid's stock price jumped to 43% on the news, while discussions have not been confirmed by either side. Saudi Arabia news outlet, the Saudi Post, reported that P.I.F might be interested in acquisition. Moreover, the same day Lucid announced its shareholder meeting will be held April 23rd. So this is new news that I'm bringing to you guys, right? That more than a month earlier versus 2022. So that's just, a little something else that, like, well, why are they moving this up a month, right? Could be some big news there. In addition to these rather interesting developments, there are several strategic arguments why a transaction might in fact materialize. It's going to go into a lot of data and numbers. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that, but I am going to give you my full thesis and how even, if they only acquire, say, another 10% of the company, 10 to 15%, it could cause a massive short squeeze. All right. And I'm going to, of course, explain to you that in my full thesis. But because they already own 64% of the shares, if they, the current short interest is around 25 to 28%, depending where you look. But if they can acquire up to that range, right, then that pushed a lot of pressure on the shorts. And if they can acquire more than like the reported, right, that's where I think it can get messy. Where say they own, 80%, but there's 20 some percent short interest, something funky would be going on there, right? So Lucid, this is from Creole Note 7, posted this, but I saw this and I wanted to bring it to you guys. So a analyst for Bank of America, Murphy, whoever this guy is, said Lucid is well-funded and has class-leading technology, adding that is one of the best positioned public EV automaker startups. We believe Lucid has more pieces of the puzzle in place and process than most of its peers, which, steered by a management team with impressive experience, should push the company more successfully from concept to commercialization. Murphy said the Bank of America has a buy rating at a price of $18 for the Lucid stock. All right. So to me, guys, right now, see what I'm saying? It's a win-win in my opinion, because even if the Saudi fund comes in and wants to buy everybody out, which is the institutions and everybody, they should offer a premium, right? They should offer future sales and whatnot, and for them to be able to acquire those shares from everybody, right? From retail, from institutions and all that. So it'd be a premium buyout, right? And from what I heard, they wanted to buy out Tesla back in the day, and they wanted to pay $420 a share for Tesla, and that was way above what it was trading at. Okay, so you never know. They could come in and make an offer, and there would have to be a vote, and everybody would have to agree on the price, okay? Or at least the negotiation would go on, right? So you never know. What if they come in and offer $100, $200, $300 per share? I would be pretty happy with that offer for now, right? Like, it'd be some good money, and I see a good profit there. So that's my opinion. That's how I'm looking at it, right? So, but you have to do your own DD, make your own decisions. I'm not telling you what to buy, hold, or sell. I'm just going to wrap this video up now with just some data here, some technical analysis. So the days to cover, 2.2, because of the high volume, it dropped down, right, from like 5 days to cover. Theoretically, it's how many days the shorts have like the time to get out of their positions, right? So short interest saying 25%, and this is updated. It does change. I've noticed that, right? With Fintel, it does try to stay updated, but there was 1.4 million shares that popped up for the availability to short when it was pretty low, but the cost to borrow fee is still hanging around 42 to 62%. And the other thing that I noticed was there was a ton of FTDs. We got the new FTD report and just a massive amount of FTDs, over 1 million every day, 2 million, 4 million. All right, so theoretically, they have 35 days from this date to cover. So that's an interesting time right now because you're seeing what's going on with the options chain, and you're seeing, I think, a lot of pressure on the shorts, and they have to supposedly return these shares. Now, they don't always do, right? But hey, that's what the rules say, right? They're supposed to have 35 days to fix the FTDs and whatnot. So the major point right now that I'm looking at is going to be $13. This is the options chain, the call side for February 3rd, which is this Friday. And they do not want it to cross $13, the market makers, right? Because whoever wrote these contracts, there is a lot of open interest, 20,000 and 11,000. And after that, there's not much, but that could definitely give a lot of, loop, a lot of pressure, a lot of gamma squeeze pressure in order to, to start moving the price up very fast, like last week. Okay. Because if they don't have the shares, they have to go and acquire the shares, buy the shares to cover those calls in case the following week people want to exercise those calls, right? So that's the call side. On the put side as well, after $13, guys, there's not much left, not much protection, not much puts, not much, pressure to keep the stock down. So there's that. Another thing is you want to notice, or like what I noticed is that institutions have been buying heavily. So 1.5 billion, zero sold, 855 million bought, it's 569, 261 million. And this is per quarter, right? So Q3, 331 million with, that's actually the highest, 93 million sales. So there's a lot of institutional buying that has occurred the past few months. So I'm sure they're just buying and holding. And the last thing is here is, what I'm paying attention to on the chart. We've had this resistance drawn out for a while. You can go back and check my past videos. But yeah, the reason it got rejected here, this was the hard rejection. And then because of the 200-day EMA, which it crossed but got brought back down. But I did say in my last video that I wanted to see some sideways trading for now, right? So the options change could get loaded again, and the gamma could come in again, and so that the RSI can come back down because it was at 78. So now that it's back at 67, I would actually rather see it come down a little bit more to reset, to show the strength. Okay, this is the RSI that shows the strength. So the momentum, all right, too. So that's what I'm looking at. Let me take off these EMAs, because if we can trade sideways and then get a move up, right, we can come back and test this level. We can break through this. That's actually going to propel us, right, because these will start to cross. Let's check if they crossed on the 4. Ooh, all right. Let me take off the super trend, which is the buy signal here, right? Still got it in the green, but let's take that off real quick and see what happened. See, you want that cross. That's going to be a bullish signal now that the blue line is crossing over. Okay, and the gold line is yellow, it's going to be under. That's going to show strength. And in my opinion right now, it's just a consolidation zone. And I could see this, getting ready to ramp up and come back to test this by this resistance up here. Okay, so yeah, guys, that's all I really got. That's all I'm paying attention to. Just wanted to give you an update. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for checking out the video. And I hope to catch you in the next video, because I'm going to break down in detail with more numbers, the short interest, and how I can see a possible short squeeze, potential short squeeze happening, because there's about like 165 million shares on loan. And I'm just going to break it all down for you guys. Okay, so thanks for coming by. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.